Now, what time would your party start, let's say?
Like 9:30.
Really, that early?
Yeah.
I could make that.
Yeah.
But I could think of you of starting a party at like midnight. Like, what time will it go till?
That's a different type of party.
Uh-huh.
It'll go from like 9:30 to like maybe 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And then, you know, we have the top 2 floors of the hotel.
Mm-hmm. And then it will carry on there.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then No, I mean the after party.
Mm-hmm. No, I know about them.
Can't tell that one either. I mean, like actually cycling through them. There was one moment, so it's not really a party story, but our relationship was really bizarre. So it started over punked, because he was like, yo,
don't punk
you
me.
can't punk me. And I was like, I don't know what to tell you. Everybody's on the table. He's like, not me, I'm off the table. And so that started our conversation. We became fast friends, and we used to hang out and watch football together.
Finally, the trial is over and the names are out. All the names that were linked to Diddy's shady world, whether they saw something or not, is up for debate. But these names will go down in history and are forever stained. And the most shocking part? Some of your favorite rappers might have been caught up in situations where they were allegedly begging for mercy. From YK Osiris to Busta Rhymes to Ja Rule, it's one hot mess. If you remember clearly, it all seemed to begin when Homeland Security raided both of Diddy's homes in Miami and Los Angeles. Former prosecutor Melba Pearson didn't sugarcoat anything. She pointed out that raids like that are not done on a whim, they're coordinated and executed with a clear target. The feds were hunting for specific materials. And one thing kept coming up: videos.
Feds are doing raids at 3 different homes of P. Diddy, including his homes in California, in Florida, and in New York. And what I think they're looking for are videos. So basically, P. Diddy had a habit, allegedly based on told to us through the filings by Cassie Ventura. They have all said that he had a habit of liking to video either him abusing other people or forcing other people to abuse each other for his pleasure.
Now, according to allegations and the lawsuits from Cassie Ventura and Lil Raw, Diddy didn't just party hard. He allegedly filmed some of the darkest moments imaginable. Cassie claimed he had a thing for recording degrading acts, especially when he forced others to get on each other, all for his personal thrill. Then came Joy Dickerson-Neal, who alleged that Diddy laced an essay at her in 1991 while she was a college student at Syracuse University. She also filed under the Adult Survivors Act. Then Rodney Lil Rod Jones, a music producer close to Diddy, dropped a 73-page lawsuit. Lil Rod's case didn't just focus on Diddy, it pointed fingers at multiple high-profile celebrities. He accused Diddy of forcing him to hire ex-workers. But the most explosive part? He named names including actors, musicians, and even royals, painting a picture of Diddy's alleged network of manipulation. The suit said Diddy was grooming Lil Rod to be passed around to his friends, one of whom was Cuba Gooding Jr., who allegedly assaulted Rod on Diddy's yacht. According to court documents, Diddy introduced Lil Rod to Cuba while they were all aboard. Photographic evidence was even included, one showing Cuba with his arm around Lil Rod, smirking. The documents claimed Cuba began touching Lil Rod inappropriately, groping his thighs, back, and shoulders. Rod reportedly pushed him away forcefully, but the actor didn't stop, until then. And this ain't the first time Cuba Gooding Jr. faced allegations. Back in 2019, he was arrested for allegedly groping a woman in Times Square. By 2020, 3 more women had stepped forward with accusations of non-consensual touching. He managed to avoid jail time through a deal that included 6 months of counseling. Now, with these new allegations tied to the Diddy case, Cuba's future is hanging by a thread. But the lawsuit wasn't just about Cuba. Jennifer Lopez got pulled into this mess too. In Lil Rod's filing, J-Lo's name came up in connection with the infamous 1999 NYC nightclub shooting involving Diddy and rapper Shine. According to the documents, J-Lo, who was dating Diddy at the time, allegedly brought the illegal firearm into the club and handed it off to Diddy. The incident injured multiple people, and Shine ended up taking the fall. The lawsuit claims Diddy paid Shine $1 million to take the charge and do the 10-year sentence. Now, the lawsuit suggests it wasn't Diddy who brought the weapon, but J.Lo herself. That little detail could have changed her entire public image. Even though no one died in that incident, and the statute of limitations likely protects her from criminal charges, her reputation is forever strained. But it ain't just the celebs. Took a sharp turn into royalty when Lil Rod's documents named Prince Harry. Though there were no allegations of wrongdoing, the filing mentions that Diddy threw infamous adult parties where powerful people like Prince Harry were present. Why include his name if he wasn't accused of anything? Pearson thinks it was meant to show that Diddy used these connections to insulate himself. The more A-listers he had around, the easier it was to hide the darker stuff going down in private.
I think it may have been a move to bring more credibility to the filing and say that, basically he being Diddy, was using his fame, fortune, and influence to insulate himself. So he was able to legitimize some of the activities he was doing by having these lavish parties, bringing all these A-list celebrities, but somewhere in a back room or somewhere in another wing, horrible things were happening.
It's still unclear what exactly Prince Harry witnessed, if anything. Pearson explained that being present at a party in a massive mansion doesn't mean you know what's happening behind every closed door. Still, just the mention of his name caused shockwaves, similar to how President Bill Clinton was linked to Epstein's gatherings without being directly accused. The optics are damaging regardless.
There are various floors and wings, so it is completely possible that he was there and did not participate.
Court docs also compare Diddy's alleged behavior directly to Jeffrey Epstein. Just like Epstein had Ghislaine Maxwell, Diddy allegedly had his own right-hand woman, Christina Carrorum, his chief of staff. The suit accuses her of procuring night workers and distributing nose candy, GHB, and all that to keep Diddy and his guests supplied. Not just in Miami. She moved like that in LA and New York too, even on his rented yachts.
High-profile people that have been using people over years. These cases happen without a handler. R. Kelly had a handler. Epstein had a handler. Weinstein had a handler. Everybody has, in those scenarios of those powerful people, powerful men that are abusing other people, they have someone that does their dirty work. And it's usually not only just one person, it's several people who may have different duties.
And that's when Steve Harvey's name dropped into the mix. According to what's been floating around, the moment Steve got wind of the looming Diddy indictment, he allegedly jumped on the first flight out of the country. Now that by itself might not mean much, but it's the timing, the associations, and his sudden online activity that had people raising their eyebrows. Word is Steve began scrubbing his social media, clearing out old tweets, especially one from 2017, where he called Diddy a brother who's doing good for these kids. That tweet aged horribly, and people didn't forget about the infamous rumors surrounding Steve allegedly pushing his daughter Lori Harvey into Diddy's life when she was just 22. The two were even seen vacationing together in Italy, acting like one big happy family, Diddy, Lori, and Steve Harvey all in the mix. But what sent chills through people was a detail Cassie dropped in her lawsuit. She said every woman around Diddy was forced to wear white nail polish during the filmed freak-offs. And guess what? In that vacation photo, Lori had white nails. She wasn't the only one. Young Miami was seen rocking the same white nail paint. Even Diddy's mother had been spotted wearing it. And finally, there are all the rappers that Diddy allegedly recorded begging for mercy. Then there's Meek Mill, who's been acting real quiet since the story broke. Too quiet. People noticed how quickly he distanced himself from the chaos, even though he and Diddy had a known history. Remember that viral clip where Meek was in a pool calling Diddy daddy and saying how much he loved him?
Hey, what's up, King Son? Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. Yeah.
Since the raids, Meek's been laying low in Africa, riding dirt bikes, staying away from headlines, but still dropping cryptic tweets.
I ain't gonna lie, that joke will come up, Lee. Look that joint up, man. That be listening.
One tweet had him offering $100,000 to anyone who could help him investigate who's behind linking his name to the Diddy fallout. People ain't buying it, though. Online commenters called it damage control, saying, "It's a classic move. Confused, make noise, and hope the smoke clears before your name comes up again." Speaking of artists wiping digital footprints, Usher pulled a quiet move that had everyone talking. He scrubbed his entire Twitter feed clean. Usher's connection to Diddy goes way back, all the way to when he was just 13 years old. He was part of Diddy's so-called Flavor Camp, a summer program that, according to some sources, was a lot more sinister than it sounded.
And I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn some...
Flavor Camp?
Yeah,
Flavor
that's
Camp.
what it was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In
to...
the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and like nonstop, right?
Nah, not really. I
Come
mean,
on.
but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you
I
seeing?
went there to see the lifestyle.
There's a disturbing rumor that Diddy once sent Usher to the hospital after something horrific went down. According to one source who heard it from music industry insiders in Harlem, Puff sent this little kid to the hospital bleeding from the behind.
At the time, I didn't even know who the F Usher was. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those type of situations. And when people say, yo, man, I don't F with them. I'm getting out that industry and everything like that. You know, Puff sent this little kid to the hospital. How he sent him to the hospital? Man, nigga was bleeding from the, and that's what was said. But I didn't even have a name for the kid at the time. Then you heard, and that's what happened.
The source never named Usher directly at first. But now, in light of these court docs and tapes, people are starting to connect those dots. Let's not forget the awkward moment during a Kevin Hart interview where Diddy joked about waking up in bed with Usher. Back then, people laughed. Today, nobody's laughing. Kevin tried to play it off, but it was clear Diddy had said something uncomfortable. And now that clip is resurfacing as potential evidence of deeper things that were once hidden in plain sight.
That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, damn, pause, but like, check this out. Back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the Frosted Flakes because he used to always get up early. Now he's one of the richest stars in the world. And
What the did Puff just say?
Then there's Jay-Z, a name that always seemed untouchable. But Lil Rod's lawsuit, along with ongoing speculation, started inching closer toward Hall of Truth. Jay and Diddy have a tight business history. They've done major deals, thrown luxury parties, and shared the same billionaire circles. But what some insiders are whispering about now is the Kathy White situation. Kathy White was allegedly Jay-Z's mistress, and she reportedly ended up Live after becoming pregnant by him. The theory? Diddy might know exactly what happened, or even have evidence tying into it. That's the type of information that makes powerful people panic. Jaguar Wright told Piers Morgan that Jay-Z is as dangerous as Diddy and could be connected to bodies, real ones. According to her, there's a disturbing pattern connecting names like Sean Combs, R. Kelly, Harvey Weinstein, and Jeffrey Epstein, all allegedly tied in some way to Sean Carter. And when asked why there's no photo of her and Jay-Z to back up her claims, she reportedly replied that she knew better. Unlike Claudia Jordan, she would never be caught on camera with someone she referred to as the devil.
Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Robert Kelly, Sean Combs have one person in common, professionally and privately. Sean Carter. This has been a fist of tyranny that has been punching through our culture and our society for decades. It must stop.
Another wild clip that resurfaced was Diddy singing Happy Birthday to French Montana while they were both covered in baby oil.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear French. Happy birthday
Thank you. Thank you. This is a special birthday for both of us. Yeah.
At the time, folks just saw it as Diddy being, well, Diddy. But after the feds raided his homes and allegedly found 1,000 bottles of baby oil, people ain't laughing anymore. Now, here comes one of the biggest shockers, LeBron James. He's not someone people expected to be even remotely close to this storm. But LeBron and Diddy have been seen together at several parties, and insiders claim LeBron might have been around during some of those wild nights. That doesn't mean he did anything, but being near Diddy during this time raises questions. Hollywood's tight. Power protects power. But when that protection fails, everything starts to spill. LeBron has always branded himself carefully. Family man, business mogul, respected athlete. But when you roll in Diddy circles and the feds are pulling tapes from every angle, no one's image is off limits. Rick Ross gets name-dropped in passing, too. Allegations online claim he put a hit on his ex-wife Tia Kemp, not just out of jealousy or personal beef, but because she might have known too much about the Diddy tapes. If that's true, this web is way wider than anyone thought.
Do you see me bouncing up and down in Maybachs and 30-foot ceilings and chandeliers jumping out the ceilings? You see what's up there, man. You see a wooden fan. You don't see no 30-foot ceilings and stuff in here. You don't see no $500,000 paintings on my walls. You know what I'm saying? You don't see me flying around going to Greece, Senegal, and all these other continents on a jet with his black card spinning up his money. You ain't seen me with a Birkin crocodile bag. No. You ain't seen me with no 15, 20 carat diamond ring yet. Like, don't you ever try me like that, man, because I'm about my money. Like, if I would have been a part of that, hey, man.
But the storm doesn't stop with black celebs. White Hollywood's got ties, too. Ashton Kutcher, who worked closely with Diddy on MTV projects, once said during an interview that Diddy told him he was off limits for pranks. At the time, it was played off as a joke. "Don't punk me," Diddy warned Ashton.
Can't tell that one either. I mean, I'm like actually cycling through them. There was one moment, so it's not really a party story, but our relationship was really bizarre. So it started over punked, because he was like, yo,
don't punk
you
me.
Can't punk me. And I was like, I don't know what to tell you. Everybody's on the table. He's like, not me, I'm off the table. And so that started our conversation. We became fast friends, and we used to hang out and watch football together.
But now, people are reading it differently. What exactly did Ashton know? And why didn't he want to get involved? Then you've got Ellen DeGeneres, who made a weird birthday post for Diddy, calling him Cuddle McNuggles stuff and telling people you don't need to know why. And with all this chaos circling the biggest names in the world, one user put it best: stop idolizing celebrities. Appreciate their work if you want, but they are more flawed than a common person. Got thoughts on this? Sound off in the comments. And if you're here for bold truths and the stories others won't touch, don't scroll past. Hit that like, subscribe, and check out what's coming up next.